Now, we are tracking some breaking news related to the Israel-Hamas war. It involves the Houthi rebels in Yemen. You may recall they have been attacking commercial shipping in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. Reporter Benji Heyer is on this story. He joins me now with the latest from Washington. We're talking about a re-designation. What do we know so far?
That's right. The United States officially designating the Houthis as a terror organization. This follows, as you were mentioning, a spate of attacks by the Iran-backed militants on ships in the Red Sea, commercial ships. They say it's in solidarity with Palestinians amid the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza. The United States and Western allies have launched strikes in response in recent days. This was actually a designation more broadly by the Donald Trump administration. It was reversed by current Secretary of State Antony Blinken in 2021 in an effort to try to get more humanitarian aid into Yemen. Wednesday's decision to relist them more narrowly as, quote, a specially designated terrorist group means two main things. Its members will be banned from being on US soil, and American institutions will have to freeze Houthi assets. This is part of a diplomatic effort to try to push the Houthis away from what the United States sees as its aggressive actions. We have a statement from National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. It says that the attacks that have been conducted by the Houthis, quote, fits the textbook definition of terrorism. He says this designation will take effect in 30 days' time. That is to ensure a robust humanitarian carve-out is in place so that the US action targets Houthis and not the people of Yemen who have been suffering from that civil war there. And he goes on to say the United States will not hesitate to take further actions to protect our people and the free flow of international commerce. The White House insists that these ongoing threats from the Houthi rebels in Yemen must be countered through international pressure in order to avoid an impact on the global economy and also to ensure that there is not an escalation of conflicts in the Middle East.
And certainly, Benji, we would have to forgive people for believing that there might be some perceived kind of fluidity on this issue because, as you mentioned, it was back in 2021 that there was a decision to remove the Houthis from the list. So is there any suggestion that the U.S. would reconsider now this decision?
It could go in one of two ways, because there are members of Congress who actually feel the US should go further, that they should list Iran, the state, which funds the Houthis, as some sort of terrorist organization. The administration has not hinted at that. They say that this is an aim, an effort to try to get the Houthis to change their ways, and therefore, if they do, there could be a reconsidering. This was announced officially in a statement just moments ago from Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who says if the Houthis cease their attacks in the Red Sea, the United States will re-evaluate this designation. But here's the thing, the Houthis are vowing not to back down. As we saw the US and Western allies launch those targeted strikes on Friday, and one or two that have happened since, we heard from the head of that Houthi group who said that they pledged to retaliate by, quote, burning America's battleships.
Benji, thank you for the latest on this. That is reporter Benji Heyer in Washington.